Making progress. Just think of the Saturday Night Live skit, making copies. Some of you might be, or you might be too young, too young to know that reference. Anyway, made some more progress today. Day 92, 23 minutes, 39 seconds. Woohoo! And some of you, if you're a reader, you could probably blow through these scripts in an hour. But I'm just trying to make sure and go at my own pace and absorb and take notes about what I'm doing. So today I finished reading The Blind Side. One of the cool things about this, about the Kindle app, is that I don't know if you could see or not, but the blue signifies where you're at in the script. So actually finished, even though that went back one day. Anyway, finished The Blind Side. So those are all the scripts I've read, and we'll see what's next tomorrow. But anyway, here's some notes from today's reading, the final reading. More reinforcement, great writing. One of my favorites was this brilliant quote by Sean, Michael Orr's legal guardian, called him Dad. He said after he graduated, he walked up to him and he said, which I love the humility on this, he said, Michael, just between you and me, I never believed you could do this, but you did. I'm as proud of you as I am ashamed of myself. I should know better. I'll never doubt you again, Michael. I look at that as just great writing, such a succinct way to get across the message, and that's what I'm noticing. And I'm not a great writer, but if it's that clear to me, it's got to be great writing. There's another part that was great for me in my learning and script writing is when Michael, again, planting the seed that we call back to later, great technique, and same that we can use in speaking, is when he graduates, Leanne says to Michael, I think I need a proper hug. And it might sound simple, but at the same time, we call back to that at the very end when he's leaving away to go to college. And Leanne gets all choked up as she does, and she goes and hides so people don't see her crying because she's got to come across as the tough woman. Michael, they give a quick handshake and hug, and she says goodbye and then goes to the car and cries. And Michael walks up to the window, raps on the window, and says, I think I need a proper hug. So it's a great callback, especially when one person who says it, and then obviously the other person calls back to it. There's also in this reminded of structure, that we get to the point where Michael's getting interrogated, which was the opening scene, but we don't know why or what he's done. But now we understand, and it's a great also twist in the story because we didn't see this one coming, that the NCAA is investigating the fact that the Tuohys actually raised him and then got him to go to his alma mater. So that was great. And it was also in that scene, for the first time, we see Michael raise his voice to the woman who's interrogating him. And we've never seen Michael raise his voice before. So obviously there's in parentheses the credits that, the directions to the director that gives this impression that this has to be seen. But what that also does is realizing all previously in the movie, he doesn't raise his voice, which is a setup to showing the importance of this particular moment, which is great and brilliant. On page 125 of the script, too, we learn why Michael is able to forget about the past, why he's the way he is, why he's quiet, why he's not mad at the world, and we learn early on, remember his childhood wounds. We all have those childhood wounds, and movies are wrapped around that. Why do we do what we do, and why do we act the way we do? And we learn later that Michael tells that his natural birth mom used to, whenever she was doing drugs or there was something bad, she would tell Michael to close his eyes, so he would never see that and have that memory, which actually is amazing parenthood, especially for the condition that she was in. So she still understood the effect she was having on her son and protected him from that, which actually helped make him the great man that he is. And then one of my favorite lines, and for those of you who are speech writers, this is exactly what Craig Valentine is talking about, that you don't add humor, you uncover it. So this is hysterical, especially as we get to know Leanne, how strong a willed woman she is, but also how meticulous, because she's a fashion designer, in not only her clothing, but how she looks and everything around her fashion-wise. And she went to Old Miss, that's where she wants Michael to go. But her rival, she can't stand Tennessee. Again, setting up the callback from what we learned earlier. It's no mistake. The dialogue earlier and what we learned earlier is no mistake. Nothing happens by accident. They just don't tell us facts, or we learn in dialogue. We learn that they don't like Tennessee. They don't like Tennessee. So later, when the NCAA is investigating Michael, and we learn that they're thinking that the Tuohys actually did this intentionally just to get this great football player to, of course he didn't know how to play football at the beginning, but that was planted, and that was the whole plan of the Tuohys. But we learn that they hate Tennessee. They're just not Tennessee. That's their rival. And one of my favorite lines is when she tells Michael, look, if you want to go to Tennessee, go to Tennessee. It's your life. And then she says, uh, tells him, look, if you want to go to Tennessee, go to Tennessee, but I am not wearing that god-awful orange. Which is a hysterical moment because of her fashion thing. She'll go to every game, but she will not wear that color, which I think is perfect humor. So there are some insights that I learned. Again, the callback, the setting things up, the nothing happens without a reason behind it. And that's what makes this such a good script. And I personally found it very touching and very inspiring, and got choked up many times even when I read it. One thing that was different in the script and the structure is in the actual script, it doesn't show him getting selected to the pros. That was actually added into the movie, and I'm glad it was because it kind of finishes out the story. And it may have been because when it was written that he wasn't in the pros yet. I'd have to figure that out. But anyway, just interesting that it ends him getting into Ole Miss instead of ending him getting into the pros. So, nice tie-up in the conclusion. So day 92 made some serious progress and also learned some more and reinforced some more of what I did know of storytelling. But just great writing. So I see that it really has to be great speeches aren't written, they're rewritten. Well, great scripts aren't written, they're rewritten. Because I can see the different versions and the updates that they made in some of them. And it's actually right in the notes of the version that I purchased, too, that there is several copies of the script. So, that being said, day 92 made some progress. How about you? Stage time.